Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing a look for a collaboration, and I haven't done one of these in a really long time, and the theme is creative colors. Minsooky was the one who started the collaboration and got us all together. What we did is each person chose a color, and the artists who are a part of it are Heather Morehouse, aka MakeupMouse, Jordy, aka Itslikelymakeup, and of course Minsooky and I. So each person chose their own color. I chose black, which I don't know if that's predictable or not, but red was taken. Okay, Minsooky chose red. I wanted to go with red, but she chose it, so I went with black. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been sick for the past 2 weeks, but a few days ago, my eyes were completely swollen and red and just gross. So I went to the doctor and turns out I had a throat infection that turned into an eye infection. And so I'm still taking medicine for both things. And so I can't put makeup on my eyes for the next week or so. And I don't want to mess with my eye area too much. But I didn't want to bail out of the collaboration. And so I had to come up with something that didn't involve my eyes. And that's really challenging because it's literally the focus point of the face, and it's I can't do anything from here up, and that's half my face. But I think I managed to come up with something totally different than my initial plan. Totally different. But I'm gonna try it out, and that's why I'm wearing my glasses today, because I'm gonna be doing my makeup with my glasses. Obviously I'll have to take it off for some parts, but we'll see how it goes. So I hope you like it, and be sure to check out the other girls' looks for this collaboration. They turned out amazing. All of these women inspire me so much. They are amazing artists, and I feel so extremely lucky to be able to be doing this with them. I have collaborated with a few of them before, and if you haven't seen that, it was our 7 Deadly Sins collaboration. I'll link it up here if you haven't watched it. So yeah, I feel very lucky to be doing this, and let's get to it. So for my skincare routine, I stopped washing my face in the morning. Now I only wash it at night. What I'll do is I'll clean it with a toner or something. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to start cleaning my face with the Derma E Vitamin C Micellar Water. Another reason I'm doing this is I've been avoiding my general eye area, and sometimes when I wash my face with a cleanser, I get cleanser right here. Still on my nose, but close to my eyes, and then I have to go and... Oh, this stuff actually smells really good. And then I have to go and kind of touch my eyes, and I've been really avoiding doing that. Okay, so this stuff feels a little bit drying. Well, just because I tend to have dry skin. So I am going to moisturize real quick. Lately, I've been using the Smashbox Primerizer, and it's really good for moisturizing, but I'm not going to use it today because I found that when I use it under face paint, it lifts up the face paint as I'm applying. So this is great for normal makeup, not great for layering under face paint. For moisturizer, I'm going to be comboing these two guys, the Body Shop Oils of Life and the Dermalogica Skin Hydrating Booster. This booster is essentially just glycerin, but you can mix it in with any moisturizer for an added boost of moisture. Now I'm all red. For my base, I'm using the Mehron Paradise paint in white, and I may regret this later because my favorite white face paint is Wolf, but I couldn't find my Wolf face paint. So, and I like applying white face paint with a big fluffy brush. This kind of smells like coconut. It's weird, but also really nice. So I'm just saturating my brush. As you can see, it's not that liquidy at all. And I'm just kind of stippling it on. Yeah, this is definitely not the best brush to use. I'm going to switch over to one that I probably should have used to begin with because I know that I really like it for face paint. So this is the NYX Professional Makeup 22 brush. This one came out with their drop foundation. I kind of hate this for that specific foundation. I really like it, on the other hand, for face paint though. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring this color close to my eyes, but not really. Wait, I'm blind now. Thing is, because of my eye infection, I can't wear contacts. And so when I take off my glasses, I am essentially blind. So, you know, that's fun. And I get asked all the time about white face paint, how to get it even. And honestly, it's all about patience. And it does require a bit of technique and figuring out what works for you, because there's a million different ways to do it. But it is the trickiest of face paints to get right. So you can see this is pretty streaky. It's not even at all by any means, but that's my first layer down, and your first layer is never going to be perfect, and you're never going to be able to have just one layer. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with the second layer. I thought about using a beauty blender, but I tested it on the back of my hand, and the reason that doesn't work is because it's a wet sponge, and you don't want to keep re-wetting the face paint because it's activated with water. And so what ends up happening is you just lift the product that's underneath. So I'm not going to use this type of sponge. I will probably use a different sponge though. So that first layer is dry. I'm going to go in, do a second one with a paintbrush, and I'm just really tapping it on. Just remembered that I was going to wear a black turtleneck for this so that I wouldn't have to paint my neck. I guess I'll just paint I guess I'll just paint my neck white. I'm not planning on painting my neck. But here it is. Am I really doing this? Am I really painting my shoulders? I guess so. I guess so. Look at what you guys made me do. God damn it. I haven't painted my body in a really long time. Truth be told, I haven't done really creative makeup in a really long time, and that's because I'm kind of burnt out from doing looks that take me like over 10 hours to do. First of all, it takes up an entire day. And then second of all, I spend an entire like week to edit a video with that much footage in it. And so it just stops me from creating videos. That's why now I've been trying to do things that are still creative, but on a much smaller scale. And I know that that's not what you guys want to see from me, but honestly, I'd rather create something rather than nothing. And for a while, I was just creating nothing because I couldn't bring myself to do super complicated makeup looks. So yeah, now I'm trying to find a happy medium. You know what? I'm gonna try using this sponge that I said I wasn't gonna use. If I really regret it, then I'll just really regret it. Let's just test it out. And this isn't, see how it's already lifting up? God damn it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be trouble, but I'm gonna insist on it a little bit because I am a contrarian. And that's what we do. Ooh, yeah. See? Don't do this. Nope, starting to lift. Okay, I give up on this. I'm gonna try to find an actual face painting sponge. Okay, so I found this little Krylon one, and I usually like to cut these up into little wedges. And I honestly am not a huge fan of these either. When I lived in Ireland, in the supermarkets, they had baby sponges, you know, sponges for washing babies. And they were kind of like this, but the texture was super fine and super smooth. This one you can see it's a bit textured, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Just, I wet the product, and then I'm just dabbing it here. There we go. And this is a sponge that's specifically made for face paint. See how much smoother that looks? And it does deposit quite a lot of product. But it's fine, it's what we want. We want to look white. So I'm gonna let this layer dry out a little bit and then just go into certain problem areas like my nose and then this area here. And while that dries, I'm just going to do another layer on my neck. So I could use an eyeliner for this. You can use a liquid liner. I would not recommend a gel liner. I would stay with liquids, but I'm going to use a black face paint. And this time I am using my Precious Baby Wolf. As I said, you can use any liquid liner you want. I just think it's a bit of a waste of product because I use liquid liners for, you know, day-to-day makeup, beauty makeup, and I'm going to be using a lot of black liner. And so instead, I think it's just smarter to use something like this, but obviously if you don't have any, liquid liner is completely fine. So for this look, I really want it to look like an old lithograph. So I'm going to be tracing kind of the outlines of my face. Not directly on my jaw, a little bit above it, so that when I turn forward, you still see that line. If you want it to look sketchy, you can make the line super uneven, but I don't want it to look sketchy. I want it to look like a lithograph, so I want the lines to be super crisp. That means going back in and fixing them. And I've done a painting illusion look before, and I've actually done an MC Escher lithograph before, but I didn't do like the etched in look. This is something I've always wanted to try. I'm gonna start shading this in. And I'm not going to be using any other products other than this. And so the way I'm going to be shading is by creating little tiny lines. Controlling the amount of water you use is very important when doing something like this. You want the product to be pretty liquidy, but you don't want to have so much of it on your brush that it just kind of like bleeds everywhere. You want to create the contours of your face with these lines. This is a little tricky, but the best way to see how it's done is by looking at actual lithographs and etchings. And what inspired me to do this is kind of my love for the 1800s and lithographs from that period. And I think it's kind of funny because I chose the color black, but my look is very light. It's a lot more white than it is black, but oh well. Another inspiration for this look was tattoos. I'm really into tattoos, and as some of you may know, I really want to learn how to tattoo. That's always been a big passion of mine. And there's a lot of tattoos which are done in this kind of style. Now the other way, so they can crisscross and it'll look darker. And now to make my nose seem straight. It's really, really not. This also reminds me of like playing cards, and I've always wanted to do like a playing card look. I almost did one for the Face Awards when the theme was royalty. I almost did a Queen of Hearts, but I thought that everyone else was gonna do it, so I didn't, and then there were no Queen of Hearts. See what I talked about? The having too much water on your brush and it just becoming a blob. Now, the focal point. For my lips, I'm going to be using the Suva Beauty Hydroliner in Space Panda. This is also a water-activated product, but I feel like it has a bit more staying power than face paint. While that dries, I'm going to do lines on my neck and stuff. Now, for my eye, well, I'm going to create an eye. So you've probably seen those makeup looks where people turn their mouths into an eye. This is what I'm going to be doing, but not really. I'm not making this super realistic. I'm doing this as if it were really a drawing. It's like I have a little mustache. This look was also kind of inspired by Visible June. She recently did a look where she did two big eyes over her own eyes. Then she did an eye on her chin because she has bangs, and so it would have covered up the eye if she had done it on her forehead. So I was like, since I'm gonna have my eyes covered up, maybe I could do another eye. But instead of doing it on the chin like she did, I decided to do it over my mouth. Now, this eye is a very sad eye, so it's gonna cry. Shit. See how that had too much water in it? So it bled. Just looks like I'm drooling. Now I'm also going to give myself tears. Just everyone involved is just very sad. So my sketch for this look was this. I would be done, but I don't feel like it's done. I want the eye to be a little bit more emphasized. So I think I'm going to play with the values of the lines. I'm going to make them a little bit thicker in certain areas just to bring that out a little bit more. Oh, that tickles. Oh, oh my god. Don't think I want to give this eye any eyelashes. Because if I did, I think it would get out of hand a little bit. Also, most of these eyes, when you see them in like tattoos and they're like standalone eyes, they usually don't have eyelashes. I actually do want to get an eye tattoo at some point. Not a tattoo on my eye, obviously, a tattoo of an eye. I feel like it's missing something. I don't know what it is. It's driving me crazy. I always get to that point in my makeup looks because I never plan them out. So I just do it to a point and then it drives me crazy because then I don't know what to do past that point. Then usually it hits me and I'll figure it out. So I think while I wait for that to happen inside my brain, I'm gonna do the lines on my neck. I kind of feel like this feels very much like street arty rather than old-timey, but I ain't mad at it. So I just popped the wig on because I wanted to take a look at kind of the finished product. And I have these clip-on bangs. I'm gonna put them and they're gonna cover my eyes and this is gonna be the look. But I thought it was missing something, so I took a picture, put it in Photoshop and messed with it a bit to see what I could do. Remember the thing I said I wasn't gonna do was shading it and using other products? Well, turns out I am gonna do that. So I'm going to take the Creepy Cute palette by Strobe Cosmetics. I'm gonna take the color Tombstone, which is this gray, and I'm actually going to shade in the parts of my face where I made the lines because I think my face is just too one-dimensional right now. I just want to add a little bit more dimension in there. See how that helps out a little bit? I thought that doing something like this would take away from the look, but it actually doesn't. Obviously, this would have been better to do under the black lines, but oh well, I didn't plan this. You also have to be careful not to lift the face paint when you're doing this, so you want to have the lightest touch in the world and kind of tap rather than drag the product. I am going to take a teeny tiny pencil brush. This one is by Crown Brush. It's the tiniest one I've ever seen. I'm just shading around the eye because I really want the eye to be the point of focus here. Shading the actual eye as well. What I'm also noticing though is that I want to highlight some areas, but it's kind of hard when you're painted pure white. That's why I never like doing a completely pure white base. I usually like to do like an off-white base because then I can always highlight with white if needed. I'm gonna try to highlight though. Let's hope it works. And I think actually I'm going to add a little bit more eyeshadow to the eye. And by doing the shadow over the black, it kind of fades it out a bit, which I do not want. So you can always go back with the black after. So I'm gonna take the Suva Beauty liner. I'm just gonna highlight a few areas. See, that doesn't really show up. You can also use this white to clean up any black that you made like too thick or whatever. You'll probably have to do the white twice in like 2 layers, especially on top of black, because when it dries down, it looks a little gray. I want to highlight right along my nostril, right like under the nose. I find that this usually gives a really like artsy feel to a makeup look, is doing this highlight around the nostrils. I also need to do the gray eyeshadow in my neck area. Do one more layer of the white. You can tell it's like kind of all over the place, but I'm gonna go and fix it with a black liquid liner. I'm going to be using the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner just to fix a few little lines because the end of a liquid liner is thinner. I couldn't resist doing little eyelashes. And you can go over the lines that got a little too gray. I think this is good. I don't know what else I could do to make it better, honestly. And I'm going to put on my little clip-on bang situation. I hope this looks good. I can't see it. And I kind of feel like Noodle from Gorillaz. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys like this. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button, because apparently YouTube doesn't like to notify people anymore when videos are up. I am now posting videos every Tuesday. Some weeks I might have an extra video, like this video. In the case of an extra video, I'll just let you guys know, most likely on Instagram, so if you don't follow me there, now's the time to do it. Also, why aren't you following me there? And now Instagram TV is a thing, so I'm going to be posting different videos there, videos that I don't post on YouTube and I don't post on Instagram itself. I'm going to have other content on IGTV. I'll let you guys decide what you want to see. I thought about doing some more behind the scenes stuff and some more art related stuff. That doesn't really fit in my channel, but I thought that would be a nice little place to put it. And as I said before, if you haven't checked out the other looks from this collaboration, you should go do that now. I'm gonna link all of them in the box below, so you can just check them out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye! I just realized. See you next Tuesday. I swear that wasn't on purpose.